More, I love it. You only get protons for your participation. The plus. No negative electrons. Thank you very much. As I look out here and look at the family, and I think of my own family getting together, it's so difficult as we get older to get everybody together. I really want to thank the big family for helping our little family get together. That's most important. I wanted to look back over 40 years teaching full-time science, 10 years subbing, and then also kind of break down what led to all of this. How the time flies. This is 50 years ago that I lectured to about 40 juniors in my first class at Loyola. Fortunately, there was a prep period following that. My lecture really bored me. I won't mention what the students said. I happened to think of Bill Barnett. Bill used the question-answer method, the Socratic method, and that started me on the question-answer or Socratic method procedure. I later added positive protons for good participation. We needed the dreaded negative electrons for micro and macro miserable participation. Throw in protons for clever, creative, and entertaining projects, and suddenly 50 years of macro marvelous memories. My sincere gratitude to the entire Loyola community, especially the students. The overview of 50 years. Breaking down the approach to our meeting here. Victor Harewood called me. After a few pleasantries, he indicated that I had been the winner of the Cahalan Award per the selection committee. This was more than a pleasant surprise. I still feel undeserving of the award considering the many worthy candidates and how few have been chosen. But I express my tremendous appreciation to Vic and the selection committee for this honor. Next, the video. Bill Thomason. He had an interesting way of choosing questions and helped me when my thought process were lacking, which was showing my obvious age. Again, my appreciation to Bill and the entire film crew. Then a call from John Calvert and the request for someone in the family to do the second reading at the Mass. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm proud of my daughter for volunteering to do that reading. I tried to tell John how important the Mass is to me. Every day I try to go to Mass and or watch it on TV on EWTN. I mentioned the one example where I heard about the miracle that's helping to Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen to become beatified. That was so good, I watched that on TV 3 times that day. Special thanks to all involved with the Mass. Again, it is so very special. There were comments from the family about the terrific social environment that we had, definitely the family arrangement, and all superlatives as far as the food was concerned. Great, delicious, etc., etc. So thank you to the family for such good comments about the rest of the facilities leading up to this. I also wanted to express appreciation to all who are dedicating their lives to the service of God, especially Father or Captain Greg Goethals, all Jesuits, and in memoriam, Father Gus Cooper, who I felt very close to. I told Father Cahalan that my favorite story about him was going to be in the video, but I don't believe it was. So I'll back up and do a repeat on what I told him. It seems that Bill Thomason was in charge of one of the emergency setups where everyone had a job. And this was reviewed, and then at the end of the day, everyone was brought together to make comments. Father Cahalan raised his hand and announced to all, "I don't have a job." Bill Thomason immediately replied, You're the captain. You can go down with the ship." So again, thank you, Captain Greg Goethals. I'm not telling you where you can go. My thanks to the science department, especially Paul Picard, class of '75, Gary Gatfield, for their long hours of dedicated service. A heavy workload, and showing me the excitement of various science classes when I was department chair. That was the best part of being department chair, was visiting others and evaluating them, making suggestions. I really enjoyed visiting the classes. For global environmental science classes, my thanks to the super counselors. I didn't want to tell students, "You're going to jug if you're causing trouble." I thought it was better to invent a term such as super counselor. When I walked into class, I would hear a comment like we heard before, "Look out, here comes super counselor." I was not super counselor, the dean was super counselor. So my thanks to Rick Pedrarius, class of '84. And to Mike Wood for sound advice for those in need, including me. During class visitations and substitutions, I enjoyed visiting to a top 10 here. Many others could be mentioned. Al Martin, Terry Caldwell, Bill Sanchez, Sylvia Rousseff, Dave McClave, Stu Hayes, Tom Portman, Mike Porterfield, Pablo Pedrarius, Cedric Evener, and many others. My thanks to the fantastic class of '57, especially Dick Fries and Bruce Brown. For their work in organizing the committee for the last two reunions, our 50th and 55th. Attendance for our 50-year reunion was almost 50%. From all of this, my priorities. Number 1, God. Number 2, family. Number 3, friends and acquaintances. Number 4, work. Number 5, travel and recreation, especially the martial arts, karate, and Tai Chi. What are your priorities? I'll leave you with that question. Thank you, and God bless.
One right here with his commendation. Let me get on that side. Yep.